What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, this video is inspired by a video that the brother Town Bears did earlier when he was making a comparison between the sentence that Kim Potter is going to get for murdering Dante Wright in comparison to the sentences that, uh, television mogul Martha Stewart got and action star, movie star Wesley Snipes got for tax evasion. Now, of course, Kim Potter was sentenced to 2 years, 2 measly fucking years for accidentally murdering a human being. Okay. Now, Martha Stewart, who I believe had multiple more serious charges when it came to tax evasion, was able to go to one of those country club, pristine type, low security prisons. One of those prisons that where the prisoners, if you want to call them that, live better than most people in this country, supposedly free. But Wesley Snipes went to an actual federal penitentiary. And I believe he did almost 3 years for a first time tax evasion offense. We're not talking about Al Capone. We're not talking about some mafioso who they can't get, because they can't attach them to something, so they use a technicality. We're talking about a fucking movie actor. But it got me to thinking, man, about Wesley Snipes and how I think he's underappreciated. He's underappreciated in a lot of ways. Uh, look, Sidney Poitier was the first black actor, in my opinion, that brought dignity to the cinema. You know what I'm saying? Before him, black actors were relegated to maids and butlers and porters and handyman, might be a milkman or something. That's about as good a role as you can get. You had Amos and Andy, but I mean, Amos and Andy is Amos and Andy. Still stereotypical what they consider how black people are supposed to act. And then you had Sidney Poitier bringing dignity and grace and showing a much more positive representation of a black man in general with dignity. But Wesley Snipes was groundbreaking in a lot of ways himself because I have to say he was probably the first black major motion action star. Now, of course, you had black exploitation films and stuff like that, but Wesley was the first major motion picture black action star. And of course, you had Eddie Murphy in certain roles, but he was a comic. He was still there to be kind of funny. Whereas Wesley Snipes, man, he was very versatile. Passenger 57 comes to mind. Um, what was the movie? U.S. Marshals. He is also not given credit. He's not given credit enough for being the first successful live action comic book star or comic book creation of a star going to cinema. A lot of people erroneously give that to X-Men. Let's say, well, X-Men was the first successful comic book movie crossover. No, it was Blade. Now you could say Spawn, but Spawn was sort of like, yeah, I like Spawn, but Spawn wasn't as successful. It was, I think it was, I think it actually lost money in theaters. It was a dud, but it's gone on to be successful as a cult follower. Blade was a successful movie. Blade was 2 years before X-Men, but he don't get credit for that. And he's had so many pivotal, memorable roles. What are you talking about? New Jack City, Nino Brown, just roles that actually were part of the culture, part of our culture. You know what I'm saying? Jungle Fever, another movie that's part of our embedded in our culture. Or what are you talking about? Uh, right here, White Man Can't Jump. You know, Money Train. He was a certified star, and he wasn't afraid to tackle some controversial roles. I'm gonna tell you something. For a long time, I wouldn't watch Tu Wong Fu. I'm like, man, I'm not watching that motherfucking no dress. But I actually watched the fucking movie one time. They showed it in class one day, so we were kind of forced to watch it. Shit was funny. It was funny, you know. Um, Him, John Leguizamo, and the late Patrick Swayze. But the guy was a great, great actor, man. And he still is a great actor. And that's another thing. He did his own stunts. He's a martial artist, and he's an actual actor. He's a great talent, and I hate how Hollywood is kind of like turned their back on him. I understand he's older now. He's not in the prime of his career, but thank goodness for Eddie Murphy. Thank goodness for Kevin Hart because this guy should be really out there, man. He's a great fucking actor, bro. Just a great actor. Sugar Hill, another great movie. Great actor. That's the I'm trying to get out there, man. He's not just an action star like Van Damme and Steven Seagal, you know, but he's an actually great actor, and he can carry a movie, you know. Um, but yeah, I just want to give a little shout out, man, to Wesley Snipes, man, because you know I think what Hollywood and what society did to him. I mean, you could say he should have paid his taxes. Okay, yeah, I get you. I get you. Yeah, he should have, and that was a mistake. You know, but look at how many actors out there that were far more in debt than he was, and they weren't treated like that. You know, but it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think about Wesley Snipes.